Hello everyone, McGee here with another draft battle analysis video and recap. This time of my round 2 match in the BBL, the Banished Battlers League speed tournament. So this is the team I drafted, as you saw in the previous episode. Pieces like Lugia, Greninja, Mega Venusaur. And then this is my round 2 opponent, DashingSceptile. And so before we go into the match and how it plays out, we're going to take a quick look at his team and then a quick little review of my pieces that I had to play with and then how I built to address what he was trying to bring. So I had the Lugia, the Ash Greninja, Mega Venusaur, Rotom Heat, Zygarde, Florges, Cobalion, Tyranitar, Pyukumuku. Again, heavy stall, almost. Well, heavy defense, borderline stall. My team is just really thick, does not break easily, and it takes a lot of counterplay by the opponent to kind of break it down. And then DashingSceptile, he had the RCS Dragon, the Urshifu Single Strike, Zeraora, Mega Aerodactyl, Rotom Wash, Blacephalon, Armaldo, Avalugg, and Dracovish. His team is virtually the exact opposite of mine, in which pretty much every piece is just heavy offense with only a few defensive rotation pieces, namely the Rotom Wash, the Avalugg, and then depending on how you invest in it, the RCS Dragon can be a good solid defensive piece. So that's kind of what he was working with. And then you saw what my team was. So I built to address his offense as best I could. He just has a lot of offensive pieces, so managing it is a little easier said than done. So I came in with the Lugia yet again, leftovers, multi-scale. Speed crept to outspeed, I believe it was the Blacephalon, so that I could outspeed that and go first. Yeah, the Blacephalon, as well as the Urshifu, both of those things it mattered being faster than. Otherwise, heavily invested in HP and special attack, going for a calm mindset. So just trying to mix it up a little bit. Aeroblast, Giga Drain just hits everything for solid neutral damage. Calm Mind lets me get a not so great special attack stat up and becoming more potent. And then Recover just lets me stay lively and around longer. Greninja, Choice Scarf again this time, just because I need that speed investment to get past Mega Aerodactyl, who is just a really fast mon to deal with. Battle Bond, because it's a it's my ability that I'm forced to run. Scald, Dark Pulse, Ice Beam, so just strong coverage moves to hit everything for neutral or super effective damage. And then U-Turn is a good pivot option. Again, we've only get 15 to 20 minutes to build these teams, so specifying specific speed tiers isn't that easy to do. And so when time is short, you kind of just go with what you know you need to hit. I think I went a little excessive on my 343 speed tier, but I made the best I could do with the time I had available. Mega Venusaur, just really bulky, kind of a soft answer to Dracovish, strong answer to his Zeraora because I wasn't in a strong position to bring Rotom Heat, and if I couldn't bring Rotom Heat, I needed another good answer, and Mega Venusaur is a really solid answer there. So just heavy defense, full HP, a little bit of investment in special attack, just a really bulky mon. Really meant to sit there and wall a lot of things out. Pyukumuku, primary job was to stop Mega Aerodactyl from doing anything relevant. It really just puts a wall on it and keeps it from being any sort of dangerous threat to me. Full defensive investment, just a recover toxic counter mirror coat. So just trying to smack it back for attacking me if it decides to stay in. Gives it no opportunity to do any sort of sub shenanigans or Dragon Dance or Hone Claw shenanigans. It just doesn't have a way to get strong enough because it can't with Unaware. Florges. Florges does two really important things in this matchup. I made a mistake with how I invested its nature. See, little mistakes like that that are actually made in just the haste of prepping a team for this match. So Florges was meant as both a strong answer to Urshifu, as well as a strong answer to Arceus Dragon. Urshifu can't hit Florges for super effective with either its stab attacks, and Moonblast will easily one hit KO with zero investment. And so I just have a really strong answer, a way to break that. Wish, Protect, Moonblast, Toxic. So Wish, Protect just to get health up, pass it around with the team. Moonblast really specifically for those two mons to hit them for really strong damage. And then Toxic in case the Arceus tries to be a setup sweeper, just a way of keeping it in check from doing anything dangerous. And then final member of the team, Zygarde, again running a subset, 1,000 Arrows, Dragon Dance, Extreme Speed. Extreme Speed just kind of lets me KO a couple of things if I can't immediately attack them, or I'm not immediately going to outspeed them, so that I can just get him out of play. So weak things, if maybe something like Zero Aura had gotten weak, then I was in a position to KO it immediately. Same thing with Dracovish. If I could use extreme speed, then it loses the potency of its vicious rend, which really limits its power overall. So it's just a good answer there. Um, Otherwise, just built to get a Dragon Dance up, and that would let it outspeed the Mega Aerodactyl. Thousand Arrows could really just destroy his team. He doesn't really have a way to resist Thousand Arrows. It kind of just starts decimating. So it's a very offensive Zygarde, really just meant to click Dragon Dance once and then just start tearing things apart. But the glue of this team really is the Venusaur Pyukumuku Florges combination. He just really doesn't have a reliable way to hit any of those for solid damage. So that's kind of the core I'm going to lean into in this match. So we'll start to take a look at it. I'm going for immediate lead with my Greninja just because it's going to outspeed anything he's going to counter or lead with, and I can see that. And so I just a good chance for me to kind of come in there and pivot. I go into Venusaur, which was a really favorable play for me. Rotom just doesn't have any way to hit Venusaur for anything relevant. The best it can do is fish for status with a Will-O-Wisp or a Discharge Paralysis, but it can't do anything with Toxic because I'm a poison type. Both of its stabs are not very effective on Venusaur. And then I get really fortunate that it is actually a trick set because Venusaur with the Megastone is protected from that. So it immediately shuts that Rotom down, gives me a very confident answer to that Rotom all game long, knowing that it can't use Trick because I can just always come in with Venusaur to deny that. And then it can't use stabs for any strong damage because, again, Venusaur resists that. So it gives me a free window for Venusaur to Mega Evolve and just click a button, which is Sludge Bomb in this case because I'm trying to fish for poison on the team. Very fortunate critical hit. Very easy flee to Florges, who just doesn't care about Dragon Arceus at all. Free opportunity for me to click Toxic because I feel like I could poison something. I was very surprised he came in with Urshifu there. Not Urshifu, Dracovish. Dracovish did not seem like the likely piece to come in, but he just doesn't really have a strong answer to me clicking Moonblast. So it was weird that he was willing to throw away the Dracovish for next to nothing, but it's not like he had a very strong switch in on Moonblast. And even though I'm uninvested, Florges has a 116 base special attack, so uninvested still hurts and probably would have nearly O-coded this Dracovish, if not outright KO'd it. So I get a very helpful poison, and then I'm able to just to protect stall for a turn to take a little more of the toxic damage in effect. I have a very easy switch into Venusaur, who's not going to be intimidated by that Vicious Rend because I'm invested as best as possible to manage that. And then I give a free chance to click Recover, or Synthesis, I should say. And then again, immediate switch back to Florges, who he just doesn't have a way to hit for anything. And now I'm able to click Moonblast pretty safely here because he just doesn't have a way to switch into that, and I've realized that now. And then I'll click Wish again just to kind of generate momentum because I'm not scared of what he's going to bring in. Venusaur is just going to hard wall this. Obviously, the paralysis could open up the game just because of shenanigans with hacks and things like that. But otherwise, I'm not too threatened. I Sludge Bomb again, just thinking I don't know what's going to switch in. If I can get some poisons, that'd be really great. So poisoning the Aerodactyl was really huge. Pyukumuku is just going to outright wall this. There's just nothing it can do. And now that it's poisoned, if there's maybe some shenanigans with like a subset or something like that, it's entirely out of play. Pyukumuku is able to heal up reliably. I'm able to go right back into Venusaur. Rotom just doesn't have any way to threaten that, and now I get a free KO on his RC. So his best piece is just immediately out of this game because it just doesn't have an answer to Venusaur. And basically, what's going on right now is because he's brought in such a hard offensive team, my pieces are just really able to freely pivot into my defensive checks, and he just doesn't have a way to break that core. Um, Aerodactyl doesn't have a way to get past Pyukumuku. Um, you know, Arceus and Urshifu didn't have a way to get past Florges. And then Zeraora, Dracovish, Rotom just don't have a way to get past Venusaur. And so I can just keep freely switching into those. And so he can hard call those if he wants, but I can just keep switching around to the right defensive piece. And eventually he's going to stay in and attack something, and that defensive piece is going to have a chance to attack back. Not so much the Pyukumuku, but the other pieces. And so I can just recover every time Pyukumuku comes in, and he loses health every time he comes in to try to attack. So Pyukumuku gets health back. Rotom comes back in, so I just go right back to Venusaur because I'm again not scared of this Rotom. Trick fails again, which means another free chance to click Sludge Bomb or Giga Drain. I Giga Drain here because I don't think I'm going to get a good chance to poison anything. And so, Urshifu comes in now. Free chance for Florges to click Wish, and then free chance for Florges to kind of pivot around and play here. So I protect to scout what the Rotom's going to do because I realize it's probably Choice Lock since nothing else is happening with the Rotom. So I'm just gonna kind of wish support stall it out for a second. I missed the toxic. Kind of unfortunate because I'm trying to put this Rotom on a timer just to get it out of play. He's not getting the paralysis on his discharge. Super unfortunate for him. Definitely probably should have gotten one. I think he's clicked it now 5 times total and has not generated a single paralysis. And so that's just really unfortunate on his end. That's how this goes sometimes. Theoretically, after 2 discharges, you should generate a paralysis 50% of the time. So the odds were in his favor, and he just wasn't getting them. But now he's coming in with his Zeraora, which just doesn't have a way to damage Venusaur at all. I get to click Giga Drain for free yet again because he has no switch-ins to that. Or I clicked Earth Power there. That was a mistake. But still, I'm not too worried about this Mega Aerodactyl. It can't do anything to Pyukumuku. So I just get to keep clicking a button every time he tries to attack the Venusaur or the Florges, and Pyukumuku just walls out the Mega Aerodactyl, which is nearly dead. And so I'm just playing a dancing around game where I'm just whittling his pieces piece by slowly but surely, and he's just running out of health because he doesn't have a way to answer that. So that's the danger of bringing hyper offense against a really strong defensive core is that if you don't have a way to break something unexpectedly, then it just doesn't break, and you're going to lose the game. He probably should have invested into some kind of sub shenanigans, something like that, where he could get around some of my toxic stall, or he could have something with the bulk to not easily be hurt by some of my pieces. But he doesn't have those, and I'm just in a really strong position to click buttons. Dracovish is coming in here. I'm not scared of Dracovish. I'm going to click Synthesis on this because I know the Dracovish is dying. I know it's Scarf based off the last Vicious Rend that it did on the Venusaur. I know from that damage it's Scarf, so I'm in a really safe spot to just click Synthesis here and just kind of stall out his poison, which is what I do. And then now he's down to 3 pieces. Same kind of dance around Pyukumuku again because this is Mega Aerodactyl's last turn before poison kills it. Pyukumuku's last job was to address the Mega Aerodactyl, which is now out of play. So Pyukumuku has succeeded. Rotom again. He's going to click Hydro Pump. Miss stinks, but not like it really matters on this Venusaur. I'm going to click Giga Drain pretty freely here. Nothing really Rotom can do about that. And then his last and final piece is the Zeraora. And I've already shown that I have Earth Power specifically for this Zeraora, so it just doesn't threaten me offensively. And then I have a really easy, reliable way to 2-hit KO it. So really, really strong work from Mega Venusaur here. Just its ability to stand there as a wall and just shut down 3 of his 5 from doing anything. And then really good use out of Florges to wall out what could have been a really dangerous Urshifu. Urshifu really threatens to destroy a lot of my other pieces of my team. It can be with a band strong enough to break Pyukumuku. And so just having Florges there to sit in front of it and deny its ability to click stab options was just really, really strong. Ultimately, my offensive leaning pieces never see the field. Lugia does nothing, never exits the Pokeball. Zygarde never exits the Pokeball. All that Greninja does is click U-turn on turn 1. Otherwise, it's just dancing between my 3 defensive pieces, slowly whittling him down, slowly inflicting status, slowly just denying him any sort of offensive momentum until all of his pieces crumble and then the game is won. So, yeah, probably not the most welcomed team build style for a speed tour format, but as someone that's not overly familiar with the Uber's meta, I did lean heavily into defense to just kind of as my way of addressing just the hyper offense that might come with Ubers, just because a lot of strong wall breakers exist in this meta that are otherwise banned or not as relevant. Arceus just tears through teams because of its 120 spreads. Dracovish is just super scary with its ability to click Vicious Rend and 1-hit KO a lot of things in the meta if it has a band on it. We saw in the last match that Mega Mewtwo Y can just terrorize. So I played to my comfort level to install defense and just try to wall out and force opponents to have more creative solutions than bringing in their offensive piece and trying to click their best offensive option. And ultimately, I just had the right answers to what DashingSceptile was trying to bring in this match and was able to shut him down and wall him out piece by piece. So that's the match 2. I advanced to the semifinals in this, and so I will be back with that video.